So, what is America's definition of being healthy? Is it eating the right foods? Is it controlling your stress? Or is it just being happy? Since 1990, there has been a 70% increase in diabetes in Americans between the young age group of 30 to 39 years old. Heart disease is now the #1 cause of death in America. With workout facilities on every corner and diet programs constantly being played on television, why are we still one of the unhealthiest nations in the world? My name is Melinda Penny, and I decided to take my questions to the streets. I set out to find the community's true understanding of health. We're here at the Oakland Farmers Market talking to Logan with K-Pay Organics. And Logan, I'm going to ask you, how would you define good health?
Good health, I think, is primarily about feeling good and about not limiting your possibilities. So there's lots of stuff in this world that we can do, and if you're not in good health, it sort of limits your ability to get out in the world and experience all the good things that it has to offer. So for me, being healthy is about being functional as a human being, being able to do the type of things that make life enriching, and also about quality of life. For one person's perspective of what healthy is might be different than another person. But it's all about what your individual needs are and what your individual comfort level is with your level of health. So I think we all obviously look at health towards prolonging our lives, but it's also about the quality of life as well.
It doesn't seem to be nutrition, and it doesn't really seem to be exercise, because you encounter a lot of people that don't seem healthy. They're certainly not happy, and isn't the real objective not necessarily health, but happiness or some sort of contentment.
No colds. No colds, no running noses, enough energy, happiness.
Happiness is a common theme among everyone I talk to. So I wonder, how does one stay happy? How does one cope and deal with the stress of everyday life? I talked with Doug Adams, a staff psychologist at CSUS, about mental health and maintaining a healthy and happy mindset.
If somebody's in a stressful state, they may feel a lot of stress. If they're dealing with a lot of emotional pain or loss, they will feel sad and maybe even depressed at times, but I don't think that necessarily means they're not mentally healthy at that point. They're dealing with natural emotions. But they're centered within themselves enough to allow themselves to have those feelings and to have the belief and the trust that they're going to come out okay. And again, I think it's a process. It's an ongoing process people have to stay centered and to stay at peace within themselves. High levels, chronic levels of stress can impact somebody's appetite and their diet, and they end up making maybe not the healthiest choices in terms of food. My experience has been they tend to either simply overeat, or they tend not to eat, and then at some point realize that they're hungry, and then eat a lot of what's quick and easy, which often isn't very nutritious for them.
It was very convenient. It was right there. I was hungry.
I think it's an ongoing process. I think it's an important idea for people to keep in mind for themselves, to stay, again, focused on assessing for themselves how they're managing stress, how they're balancing their competing needs, and how well they're taking care of themselves. And together, that's all going to help promote health for them, both mental health, physical health.
Back at the farmer's market, I began to notice that health just wasn't about nutrition, but also about supporting a healthy mind. I spoke to a street musician on how her art has affected her health.
For me, I play this instrument, and I used to play it also in the past for people that needs to rebalance again.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to say you have to live in nature, everything has to be perfect. Just to have more rhythm in which, or more listening for the body, the need of the body.
Right, more awareness,
yeah,
as you're saying.
Exactly. So if you have awareness, oh, I'm tired, I don't drink another cup of coffee because I have to do something. I'm tired. I'm just taking 10 minutes of, closing the eyes and relax yourself. In that 10 minutes, you can regenerate all the balance and you can start again.
It's like mesmerizing.
Yeah, exactly.
Awareness of both your mental and physical state seems to be a large component of being healthy. I talked to Kate Kowalski, a retired hospice pastor, about the importance of staying conscious throughout your life.
Well, my expertise is the spiritual health, so yes, I have enjoyed watching some patients grow greatly spiritually because of understanding that they are loved and that their life has had meaning. Wow. And that they can live today even though they might die tomorrow. As you had asked a question of me earlier, how did I define health or a healthy lifestyle, and then was I healthy? And it's a deep question because I've had to look at the fact that I'm not healthy, and yet I know what I would define as a healthy lifestyle. So for me, it has to do with consciousness. So if I know how to live a healthy lifestyle, but I don't consciously choose to go there, I don't choose to exercise, I don't choose to eat the right things or not eat the right things, wrong things, then I'm not living consciously. So it's how do I live consciously that allows me to leave this life fully.
Our next stop was Cafe Gratitude in San Francisco. We spoke with the manager on what health meant to her and the role of food in a healthy lifestyle.
My definition of health for my personal life is a balance, is being in balance, and so that looks like, a balance with my food, a balance with my exercise, a balance with my stress level, a balance with the fun. Really health to me is just like doing things that make me feel good, like authentically feel good, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's kind of like honest food, Local organic food is like, it's honest food. It's like it grew from the earth. Like we're we're animals, we came from the earth. Like we're nature. We're not machines. We're not meant to have like foreign substances in our body. We're not built to break those things down, and it's a wonder why diabetes, obesity, cancer, all of these things are skyrocketing. There's got to be some correlation there.
There is a correlation, which is the exact reason why I decided to study the subject of medical nutrition. As simple as it is, the quality of food you put in your body determines how well your body will function.
Freedom Farms kind of got started to basically provide access to healthy foods in an underserved area. I guess maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, the first grocery store came into Oak Park, and before that it was what was called a food desert. We have a king apple, we have an Asian pear, and we have another apple in the back. And then just last week, or maybe about 3 weeks ago, we had some natural builders come and erect this cob bench. We're real happy about our garden. We have some okra and tomatoes growing in the back here. I actually like to define health as wealth. And by that I mean that by being healthier and having a healthier community, you actually have a richness that can't be quantified in the monetary way.
Each person we interviewed had a different formula for good health. The consensus, however, still remains the same after many years. In order to be healthy, there must be a balance between spirituality and the nourishment of mind and body. For every unique person, there is a unique combination to attain that balance. It's safe to say that health is being conscious enough to cultivate a healthy lifestyle that is designed by you for you.
Escuche la ciudad,